to the Think Marketing Show, the #1 podcast for growing and scaling your business with online video. I'm Heather Torres.
And I'm Sean Cannell, and we're from Think Media. And if this is your first time listening, welcome.
This show is dedicated to helping you learn how to get your content noticed and the latest money-making strategies working right now online. So whether you want to grow your YouTube channel or maximize online video across social media, this is for you. So today we have something really special for you. We hosted our sold-out video marketing conference, Grow with Video Live, where we dove into the latest strategies for video marketing and online business. Shout out to everyone from the Think community who came to that. And this year, it was just electric. We brought together the Think Media team. We had guests, and it was just amazing to see just the power that's happening right now in online video. And today, we're bringing you Sean Cannell's keynote from that event. Now, what I loved about this keynote specifically was that Sean really shared his journey. He talked about how he was a college dropout, and now he's running a multi-million-dollar media company. Sean's going to share with you some of the latest video stats that you need to know right now and how it's going to affect your business this year. Also, how to stay motivated so you can keep creating content all year long, and why now is the best time to be using online video for your business. So let's jump over to the keynote now.
We're going to kick it off right now with just our first session, all about kind of get on the same page of what's the future of online video right now and why should we go all in and what's that all about. But as we mentioned, our mission here is to help you build your influence with social media. And in this session, we're going to be talking about some must-know stats in online video trends, 10 reasons to go all in with online video right now, as well as how to stay motivated to create social media content and to push through, you know, when we, sometimes things get tough. But if we're just meeting, my name's Sean, and my background is, I live now here in Las Vegas with my wife Sonia, our 2 Chihuahuas. But we actually started and grew up in Washington State, right? Maybe you've heard of Seattle before. Washington's pretty popular. I mean, we had Starbucks starting there. Of course, Microsoft, Nirvana, Macklemore, come on, all coming out of the Northwest. And so Amazon, of course, it's like a tech culture. That's what's amazing about Washington, is it's tech, it's future thinking, Seattle. But that's actually not where I grew up. I actually did not grow up anywhere near really Seattle. I grew up in the country. It was Arlington, Washington. I got my parents in the front row here. We grew up, come on, we grew up on 6 acres. We had like quads and like goats and some horses. Yeah, kind of crazy stuff. Here's me. I mean, I was in a tree, you know. This was before social media, you know, like I know parents are like, I wish my kids would go outside. We did, because we didn't have anything else. You know? We didn't have power. Just kidding, we had power. But you know, what I love about this is you know, I grew up and didn't have like any connections in Hollywood, and no one really in our family was into like, you know, video or that kind of stuff. But it just shows you the power that when you just punch fear in the face and you press record and you can just start in a bedroom, that amazing things can happen. And for me, I actually got started in my local church. 2003, I started shooting video, and you can see it's just a ragtag group there. The person that got me into video, his name's Jeff Moores, who's my youth pastor. He's sitting right over here. Jeff, stand up just so people can say. We probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jeff Moores. And man, we were balling on a budget though. You can see those Home Depot lights in the screens there. Right? That was green screen from Joanne Fabrics, right? Some of you might relate. You're like, I don't got much money, right? I got my phone and some duct tape, and that's all you need. But, and then for years, I was waiting tables at Red Robin and then doing videos for my church and just kind of learning video. And my first videos were my worst videos. Just like yours, right? But you were kind of building those muscles, getting through it. Then in 2009, I started a video production business and got a little bit deeper into video. And it was in Think Media, it was in 2010 that Think Media actually started. And I uploaded my first video on that channel. And we saw a little bit of it, but let's check it out just to kind of take it back for a moment.
All right, so this is, I guess, the first Sean Thinks vlog. And I'm going to try to vlog every single day, mainly so I can remember what I'm even doing and what's going on, because I just feel like I have a lot that I'm thinking about, and I figured, hey, why not share it? And if you find something interesting, that's awesome. Now, this is definitely as real as it gets, so I'm not going to try to be energetic or entertaining, though maybe sometimes I will. But anyways,
yeah, man. You know, that really reminds me of this quote by Zig Ziglar, and it's this: you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You gotta just start. You gotta just press record. And that's what I did. And now we've seen the power of online video over these last years. Of course, not just in the world, but in our business. I mean, going from just shooting videos in a bedroom to now building a multiple seven-figure company, it's been crazy to see the power of social media and online video. And so as we start today, let's talk about why online video. And I'm kind of preaching to the choir. I mean, you already have come here to grow with video, but there's some very interesting stats we need to know in regards to where video is going and even where it is right now. You know, Cisco says that by 2022, online video will make up more than 82% of consumer internet traffic. That's 15 times higher than it was in 2017. This is the rapid acceleration of video, period. And consumers, by the way, those are the people you're trying to reach, whether that's with your products, services, as an influencer. Video is the format. It's what's growing more than anything else. 78% of people watch online videos every week, and 55% of people view online videos every day. Who's in that 55%? That's me, man. Every single day. Like, I'm probably seeing some kind of online video. 6 out of 10 people would rather watch online videos than television. And as culture shifts, it's funny, my wife Sonia and I oftentimes will sit down after a day's work, we turn on our smart TV, and we don't go anywhere else, we go to YouTube first. I turn on Phil DeFranco, I get filled in on my news, you know. I turn on a couple other, we go through our subscriptions. It's interesting how culture is shifting. In fact, you can see it here, that the TV consumption is going down, while online video has surpassed that and is going up in terms of, here in the US, time spent consuming content. Now, on social media, where you're going to be reaching your target audience, the people you want to reach, social media posts with video have 48% more views than posts without video. And social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. So uploading video, not just YouTube, but uploading video on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on these different platforms is very powerful for getting more reach. Now, 65% of people use YouTube to help them solve a problem. In this room, you could write this down, and I hope you're taking notes throughout this conference. Even if you throw them away after it helps us kind of retain the information we're learning. But when I think about this, here's the question all of us need to answer. What problem do you solve? You got to know that. And when you know that, people are going to the internet, they go to Google, they go to YouTube to help solve a problem. And maybe that's how to get more views on YouTube, or how to save money on your taxes, or how to have a stronger relationship, or how to go deeper in your faith, whatever it is. And people are looking for answers on YouTube. You need to be showing up with those answers. Now, a website is 53 times more likely to reach the front page of Google if it includes video. So as business owners, having video integrated on our website, embedded in different posts, very critical to get more reach on our websites. And then nearly 50% of internet users look for videos related to a product or service before visiting a store. So what we're seeing now is online video being kind of a synergy of what's happening offline. And so you want to have any kind of product you have, any kind of service you have, you want video describing that, educating about that, because even people want to research you first, kind of stalk you a little bit online, and then maybe do business with you later. Now, this is where it gets crazy. 3.48 billion people, roughly 45% of the world's population, use social media. No. Half the world is active on social media. And you don't need to be told in this room that like this is where the future is going. But for some business owners, and here's the opportunity. Last night at our kind of networking party, I was talking to a couple different people about their industries. I was talking to people, especially whether it's the residential service industry or maybe some kind of traditional business industries, where they're like, our people aren't quite online yet. Here's the thing. We're seeing them all come online. And 1 out of 2 people on planet Earth are on social media apps. You need to be on social media apps, right? Now, here's the breakdown of the monthly active users on the key platforms. By the way, these are the platforms that pretty much we think are relevant when it comes to video right now. You active on Twitter. You have 326 million people active on Twitter. LinkedIn, probably one of the most important platforms for us as professionals to be active on right now, uploading video content as well as text, pictures. 260 million monthly active users on that platform. It's the wealthiest social network out of all of them, regardless of users, because it's where business is done. It's where professionals are. It's where brands are. People on LinkedIn have money. So if you are looking to do business, build your income, you want to be active on LinkedIn. TikTok is hot right now. Now, raise your hand if you know what TikTok is and you have the app. Raise it high. I've just got to survey the room. Not too bad, not too bad. So maybe 20% of the room. So TikTok right now, some are saying is maybe the biggest threat to like an Instagram, which is one of the hottest platforms right now. Something to kind of put on your radar, definitely a younger demographic, but that's always where it starts. And then things usually age up, so something to be paying attention to. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, massive saturation. Here's the bottom line. When you get your marketing right, your messaging right, you get your business set up right, your communication right, your customers are here. There is no shortage of customers for you. There's just you needing to reach them and connect with them. There's no shortage of money in the economy for your business. There's no reason you should not be prospering. I get it. You got it. It's tough and there's a struggle and different things. But this is an insane amount of people. It's about getting in front of them on, by the way, every single one of these platforms is free to use. Free to use.
In celebration of the launch of this brand new podcast, we're giving away 2 tickets to our annual conference, Grow with Video Live, a $1,500 value.
All you have to do to enter is make sure you subscribe, leave us a review on Apple Podcast, and then take a screenshot of your review and go to thinkmarketingshow.com for the rest of the details.
Now we're going to go and talk just about phones a little bit. We're going to talk about smartphones. Nearly 3/4 of the world will use just their smartphones to access the internet by 2025. So what we need to be aware of as we think of kind of the broad reach of this is also that right now, the screen that you're going to be reaching the people that you need to reach is right here. That this is the window to the world. And that not only is that true now, but it's increasingly true by 2025, 3/4 of the earth will have this device. So therefore you can reach them on these platforms. 51% of time spent online is spent on mobile devices. And so through all the people on the internet, over half, and that number is growing, the majority are on mobile. Now, the average US adult will spend 2 hours, this is where it gets kind of awkward, and 55 minutes on their smartphone per day. Anybody, is that you? That's me. They say some people, they say that's the average. They say crazy people, it's over 5 hours. It's over 5 hours. It's pretty, we have people like pointing people out. That's so funny. And so the average adult, 2 hours on their phone. Now, the majority of that time is being spent on social media. So out of that almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 23 minutes per day is on social media. What is the point I'm trying to make? This is the device that we're going to be reaching people, and the main thing that people are using on this device is social platforms. Those social platforms are free, and you creating relevant content that's valuable to get in front of your target audience is massively powerful. This graph right here also shows us the increase since 2012. And so what's the trend of online video? This isn't slowing down, this is going up. We see this continuing to grow, and so there's massive opportunity for us. Now, here's how many times we touch our phones per day. The typical cell phone user touches his or her phone 2,617 times per day. So this is including touching it, typing on it, right? Like doing some stuff, maybe you play a game or something. Or if you're like me, you're just compulsive and every once in a while you look around and you just touch it. You ever do that? I'm on meetings, I'm listening to like Heather and Melissa talk for a second and then I'm like, okay, and I start zoning out and I just start like, and I'm like, oh, I should be listening and it's like, right? And that's just the average user. Extreme cell phone users, the top 10%, they touch their phones 5,400 times a day. Look at the person next to you and say, you've got a problem. You've really got a problem. Yeah. No. Now here's the deal. You came to grow with video. I'm not here to like preach about whether this is good or bad. I'll leave that up to the psychologists, you know. I'm not here to discuss any of those things. But for us as business owners, we just need to understand that this is true. And that whether it's healthy or not, regardless, there's a lot of opportunity there because people are glued to these things. Scarily so, isn't it? I mean, I've been driving lately. I'm seeing this just yesterday. I got my hair cut. I was going through this parking lot. I saw this woman, man. She was just whipping through the parking lot. She wasn't even, and I was like, dear God. Like if I was in front, I would have died if I was in front of her. I watched the whole thing happen. Luckily, she was unobstructed. But again, I'm not here to discuss those things. I'll leave that up to the psychologists. This is massive opportunity for you and me. This is where attention is. This is where you need to be. Now, finally, digital audio. Curveball. Digital audio accounts for the biggest share of time spent on these mobile devices. Well, Sean, this is a video conference. Yes. But what the stats show us is actually that what people are listening to the most is audio, and then it says social media is next and video is third. So right now on our phones, people are spending the most time on audio, then they're spending time on social media, and then they're consuming video. What we're going to be talking a lot about at this conference is video podcasting. It is our belief that many of us in this room, I believe all of us, should be focusing on digital audio, considering to start a podcast. Who already has a podcast? Wave at me. Awesome. So a few people in the room. Now, when you video podcast, what's amazing is you get all of these. Because if you record the audio as well with video, you can hit YouTube. You can also hit the podcast. You can go on Spotify now for free, right? You can upload clips in social media, put content on YouTube. So by doing a video podcast, that is the most strategic way to dominate. And we're going to be going a lot deeper in that throughout the day. So what's the point? Man, it's time to go all in. Like, it's time to go all in. Like, you came to Vegas to sit here at Grow With Video, not to go all in at the blackjack tables, but to go all in video. And what I mean by that is, like, again, this is where people's attention is. Like, the statistics are in, the results are in. This is modern marketing. And this is also where it's most underpriced. Can you still do billboards and do people see them? Sure. Can you still do television ads? Absolutely. Can you still do radio? Absolutely. But these are free platforms. We also highly encourage, and we'll be discussing paid traffic on these platforms. But this is where it's happening. And when I say go all in, what I mean by that is that we got to really lean in. I mean, you already bought a ticket to this conference and you're here. But when I say it's not just about money, this is about our time. It's about our energy. It's about our strategy. It's about really putting our, heart, our strength, our emotions into this because the opportunity is that big. And I've learned that half-hearted efforts never get great results. That someone that is your competitor and someone in your industry, they are going all in. And so they understand this opportunity and they're jacked up, they're fired up, and they're leaning into this. You're here to make that decision today. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this session, maybe even this conference, is that you would say, man, I'm going to commit to this thing. I see it. The writing's on the wall. It is time to go all in. Look at your neighbor and say, go all in. Tell them that. Look at the person on the other side and say, you really need to go all in. You especially, I mean, yeah. But here's the problem. Like I said, you're here and you're like, yeah, I mean, that's why I'm here. I bought a ticket, man. I flew from New York, bro. I mean, like, I'm all in. The problem, I think, is this stat right here. It's not that we don't know that we need to go all in, but 83% of marketers would increase their reliance on video and strategy if there were no obstacles like time, resource, and budgets. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about, and Heather's going to be sharing a little bit about productivity and how do we actually optimize some of these things so we can implement them in our business. If we had more resources, if we had more budget. But you know what that looks like to me? Most marketers are making excuses. Most marketers are being a little sissies. For real, man. Like, I would do a lot of things. Like, man, I would be in a lot better shape if I had more time, resources, and motivation. You know what I mean? Like, that's everything. Like, I love this quote from Thomas Edison. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. You got to go all in, and we got to overcome these obstacles, and that's what we're going to do today. And one of the things that we've learned as it pertains to going all in is it's not enough to really just have kind of like mental comprehension, but it actually needs to be something that we truly buy into at a heart level. We like to say that reasons come before results. Reasons come before results. When you've got strong enough reasons, that gets you up and motivated to do the extra work. That maybe after a hard day's work in your business, you're like, Sean, I'm maxed out. I got client calls. I got stuff to do. I got delivery of services. I got all this stuff that when you get home after a hard day's work, you go, but I get this online video, this video podcasting thing's real. So I'm going to hustle an extra hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to get in that extra time. But you have to have strong enough reasons to do that. That reminds me of really my drive and my motivation, and it kind of goes back to when we were in the hardest season of our life. You may have heard our story before, but my wife Sonia and I, we actually got married in 2000, when we were 21. We got married in 2005. We just celebrated our 14th anniversary, September 9th. Thank you. And so we got married young. We got married at 21, and it was... Yeah, and so we're this young couple. We've got big dreams, young, vibrant, like just ready to take on the world. But and at the time we were hustling. I mentioned I started my business in 2009, so I was doing my business, Clear Vision Media. My wife Sonia had multiple jobs. She's working at Starbucks. She's waiting tables. She was nannying for some friends of ours. I was waiting tables at Red Robin. That's not actually how my hair looked. That was Halloween. I was Wayne from Wayne's World at that time. Would have been awesome, though. I think maybe I should do that. That's grow a video next year if I start now. And we were kind of dabbling on YouTube, and we were going all these things. But then we hit the hardest season of our life. And after we got married, just 2 years later, my wife got very sick. She actually went on a trip to the Philippines and came back, and we didn't know what was going on. And she's throwing up 5, 10, 15 times a day for a few years. Doctor after doctor after doctor had no idea what was going on. And over 2 years, she began to lose all this kind of weight and eventually got to a place where she was hospitalized and almost died. And I found myself in the hospital room with her for 6 days, just kind of by her bedside, trying to figure out, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do next? And if that wasn't enough, some of you could probably relate to going through the Big Short, like the crash of the economy, 2008, 2009. And we were going through that time too. We'd actually had a rental property. We had a house. And so now we're dealing with chronic illness. We're dealing with kind of job loss. And now we're losing our homes. And you can imagine the weight and the pressure of that. And if that wasn't enough, I mentioned I got started in church, right? And I was working at that church. Well, at that church, some people stole some money and things started falling apart. There's this massive momentum and movement, but it just began to just fall to pieces. And now you also had people you trusted and people you looked up to that let you down. And so we really felt like, man, what is happening? Like things were literally falling apart all around us. We're losing money. We're losing our homes. I have no idea what's going to happen with my wife's health, what our future holds. And maybe you can relate to a season like this, right? Maybe right now you're in a season like this, or you can look back to a season like this, dealing with uncertainty, overwhelm, right? You're scared, like you're afraid. And it was during this season that I really realized, man, life is short. You get punched in the face with this kind of stuff at a super young age, and it kind of wakes you up to like, whoa, like life is short. And I began to ask questions like, man, are we really maxing out and like living at the highest level? It made me think like, man, am I really spending quality time with my family? Have I really spent quality time with my wife? Do I have that freedom to spend time with her? Because in a moment, maybe she could be gone. Maybe I could be gone in a moment. And you start to think about these things, and then who was I really as a man and as a leader? I was working in ministry. I was waiting tables and trying to get my business going. We weren't doing great financially. And now as we were dual income, she's losing jobs. So I'm like, man, I got to step up. And I actually got to really lead and begin to fight. Reasons come before results. And it was during this season that I began to capture new reasons. Like, man, I got to fight for my family. Come on, I got to hold tight to my faith. I got to really believe that we can still have a good future and that we can get through this obstacle if we keep going and we keep learning. What I want you to do is write down some reasons right now. And the reason we're doing this, I know you're here for strategy and tactics. We're going to get those today. I know you're here for the latest things. We're going to do those today. But what I've learned is that this is the stuff that really matters, friends. That when we really are going to get through what's coming in terms of the uphill battle of winning on social media, the uphill battle of standing out in your niche and learning these new skills, you got to have strong reasons. And as you're writing, I wanted you to just brainstorm. Write anything down. It doesn't have to be super deep. You know what? Like, I had that dream vacation. Where is that? Write it down. I've got that car that I want. Write that down. But then maybe, what is it that you're fighting for? Man, I'd love to be able to support this cause. I would love to be able, with no problem at all, to be able to just write a check to this organization that I care about. I want my son, my daughter, to have this kind of future. I want her to see mom and dad doing this. Or maybe dad left. You're a single mom and you're like, I want my legacy to be this. Let's capture some reasons. And as you're writing for the rest of this session, I just want to talk about 10 reasons to go all in with online video right now. These are some of the reasons that I have that kept me motivated to go through the struggle. Because, we're standing on stage right now and we're here at Grow with Video, but I shot that first video in 2010, y'all. And I got started in video in 2003. Right? So there was a lot of uphill fights to go through to get where we are today. So I had to have strong reasons. Number one, these are just some reasons that maybe you could pull into your life as well. But here's some for me. Become a creator, not just a consumer. Creators are the ones that win in the new economy. There's plenty of consumers. There's plenty of people that want to watch content. And I'm a consumer as well, love watching. But when you step out and start creating content, it actually kind of does something in your life. You start contributing value to the world. You start creating something meaningful. Become a creator, not just a consumer. Second reason, you get to create community. I mean, this is insane, friends. Like, we're here, like, Inner Circle, Dr. K's right here. Like, people know, like, David Goldstein's back here. I wouldn't be sitting on this stage if it wasn't for him either. Like, it's crazy, all these, that you're meeting people. Like, we're in a room, we're in Vegas, at the Sahara Hotel. Community happens because you step out and you start creating content. It actually makes me think of Nicole, who's here. Where's Nicole at? Hey, Nicole. And so it makes me think of Nicole. She's a kid's occupational therapist. She punched fear in the face, started posting videos, and she's helping other moms on her channel. So she has something like 40,000 subscribers, but you can kind of see her stats on the screen. She's growing by 2,072 subscribers per month. It's cool, right? And that's 2,072 moms, right, that are trying to figure out how to get their newborn to latch. That was awkward. Okay, so, it's my favorite thing. Okay. But she's helping people, and community is forming. She's meeting strangers, and now they're becoming friends. And so creating community. Number 3 is to express your creativity. Now, I want to attack a myth right now. Some of you are like, that's mine. Yo, I'm an artist. Yeah, that's natural for me. Some of you in this room have believed the myth that you're not creative. That's not true. All of us are creative. I know that God has wove greatness into all of our DNA, and you're creative in your own way. See, sometimes we think creativity is just video, but creativity is problem solving. Creativity is figuring out how to run a team. Creativity is figuring out how to raise some kids without them going crazy and burning your house down. Like expressing your creativity, but when you start to share content on the internet, you get to put out creativity. But I've learned that creativity is unlocked by commitment. Creativity is unlocked by commitment. And so that's when we go all in, then we start saying, look, there's no turning back. It's kind of like burning the ships, burn the boats, because now it's like, we better find a creative solution. Like, we're going to do this video once a week. Come hell or high water, I'm uploading a video once a week, no matter what. And then you start getting creative to figure out how it's done. You start thinking, oh shoot, it's Tuesday, the video's got to come out. Well, I guess I'm shooting all night long, and I'm going to be creative with what caffeine beverage I choose. You know what I mean? Like, you find a way. Where there's a will, where there's a way, commitment unlocks creativity. Number 4, I've learned that the reason I started to discover this, when I started to create content, make videos, stretch myself, put myself out there, that it has been the number 1 catalyst of my personal growth. That it's been stretching, challenging, post some videos, get a few negative comments that are deeply personal and accurate about you. Makes you grow a little bit, challenges you a little bit, right? And so by stepping out in video, my skills grew from just doing it. My confidence grew. My knowledge grew. Problem solving, resilience. These things grow by just stepping out and committing. Like, these are reasons, right? Because we haven't even got to like profit or anything. When you've got strong reasons, you just go, people go, well, your channel's not growing that fast. Your podcast is not growing that fast. You're like, it's all good, man. I'm getting my muscles bigger right now. I'm not ready to compete in the Ironman yet. I'm just in the gym working it out. My reasons is the personal growth I'm gaining from a commitment to this process. Reason number 5, build a portfolio. So powerful once you start sharing your voice, your message, your answers, your value on the internet, LinkedIn, Instagram. You're building a portfolio of content. Makes me think of Diana. And Diana right now is actually back on the cameras. Yeah. We were just, she actually recently joined the Think Media team doing she's independent. She helps us with some micro content that you might see on my Instagram and whatnot. 2016, had a full-time job, had a lot of responsibilities, had all this kind of stuff, but she committed and went all in. She's uploaded 238 videos on her channel over the last 3 years. Now, her channel has, this is amazing, but it has 2,700 subscribers. Not 2 million, not 200,000, 2,700. 3 years, 238 videos. That's commitment, man. That's hustle. But in just the last 2 months, in fact, shout it out, she just was able to quit her jobs, have no bosses, become completely her own entrepreneur woman, running her own business. Yeah. Now she's trying to hire people. She needs to hire people to help her because of the amount of clients she has. How long you been full-time, Diana? May 10th. She knows the day. The day she was able to say, come on, helping 10,000 entrepreneurs become full-time doing what they love with online video. It's possible, but I've been so inspired by you, Diana, because you've been all in. And you've been all in when it's been hard and when it hasn't been super sexy or super flashy, but she hasn't given up and she made it. And she's been building a portfolio of work that is super inspiring. I think about the portfolio that we're building on Think Media. I believe this, that every video I upload is a contribution to my body of work. It's part of my life's legacy. And so as I'm uploading videos now, and this was true back in 2010, 11, 12, that I was like, okay, well, I'm thinking, people are like, this isn't very significant yet. I'm like, well, yeah, just give me 10 years, right? It's all a contribution to your legacy, your life's work. A strong portfolio also leads to unlimited future business. When you've got a strong portfolio on these social platforms, that's what Diana's experiencing. That's what we're experiencing at Think Media. You build a strong portfolio, and eventually, literally, we have more business than we could ever handle. Like more people, like inquiries than we could ever handle. Why? Because we built a strong portfolio. Not overnight, but over time. Number 6, get discovered. We talked about it. People are looking for answers. Like as business owners, as influencers that want to make profit, one of our big challenges is like, yo, Sean, though, but what if nobody knows me yet? Well, yeah, that's how we all started, y'all. You know what I mean? Nobody knew anybody when they first started, but you have to just start posting. But what's so powerful is that you can get discovered. Write this down and think about this. What is it you want to be known for? What is it you want to be known for? You have to be able to answer that question, and then you can start getting discovered for that thing that you want to be known for? Well, Sean, I want to be known for these 15 things. You're probably never going to get discovered for that because if it's too broad. But when you know what you want to be known for, that'll help you reverse engineer your content, and then you could get discovered. We know that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Arguably, we wouldn't be here at this event if it wasn't for that single fact. And once I discovered that, and Video Ranking Academy members understand this, that people are going to YouTube looking for answers to their questions, and when nobody knows you, they know their question, they type it in, and if you show up in search on the other side of that search result, now somebody who doesn't know you knows you. You get discovered. And now you have a chance for them to go deeper with you in business. Maybe just watch more free content, maybe join your email list, maybe discover your products. We've got people that are in Video Ranking Academy, real estate agents. People discover their video, and in the top 3 lines of text, they've got their phone number and their email so they can just get on the phone and sell houses or do mortgages. And so you can get discovered. LinkedIn. I just pulled this up because we've been active over there. In the last 90 days, 1,984 people have viewed my profile. We're putting out strategic content. A lot of people who had no idea who I was are discovering me because I'm taking action and posting content on these strategic platforms. Keep writing your reasons, What are your reasons? Like building your reasons, the fuel that's going to fuel you as you're building your brand online. Number 7 is personal branding. There's maybe no greater accelerator for building a personal brand than publishing content online. Personal branding is so important because even if you just stay in, you want to just accelerate in your career, more than ever before, people that are seeking people to join their companies, they want to hire people, what do? They go look at them online. I'll tell you, of course we're a social media company, but nobody would make it to Think Media if we don't look at their Instagram page. We look at their LinkedIn. We look at the kind of content that we're putting out there. We're curious, what are they all about? We're curious about every post you post on social media is building your personal brand. Like out of the overflow of the heart, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube speaks. Like, if I go to your Facebook page and I just see like 26 outraged political crazy comments or whatever, I go, okay, this is who this person is. Right? We're building our legacy. We're building our brand. But when you are publishing, so what do you want to be known for? Reverse engineer back for that, consistently publish content around that, and then eventually, they're like, how did I become the YouTube guy? I started talking about YouTube a lot for a long time. And then it was like, dude, you're like the YouTube guy. Yeah, why? Because you were talking about it for a long time. So when you're known for the one thing you want to be known for, talking about it, it builds your personal brand. And then with a strong personal brand, companies want to hire you. Like you're in demand. People want to work with you. Why are they going to pick one consultant, one coach, one advisor over somebody else? Personal brand. They look them up online. They start stalking your Instagram page. We got to be thinking about these things. I love this quote from Jay-Z. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. Right? So you got to be thinking about that. And this might be a switch that some of you in this room want to make. One of my mentors, Shalene Johnson, told me that. She said, Sean, eventually you have to decide, what are you using social media for? Are you using it for business or are you using it for personal? And if you're using it for business, then go all in and using it for business. Like, if you're using it for personal, who even cares about any of this stuff? Just have like your few close friends and your few family follow you and be clear about that. But if you're using it for business, it's probably time to go all in for business. To stop trying to blend it, to stop trying to worry about it, and to make every action decision intentional to create the end result that you want. Because you're a business, man. All right, this is a good reason. Number 8, make money. Make money, right? And so what are your reasons? I for sure started back in 2010 and kind of my journey was I was discovering that there was the power of ranking videos, YouTube as a search engine, and I discovered something called affiliate marketing. And that's where you could sign up for a site like Amazon.com. And if you recommend a product, if I talked about a camera and I put a link in the description below and someone clicked that link and they purchased something, then I would get a commission on that. And so if I was talking about a camera or lighting, but on my personal channel, I was doing videos. I was like reviewing health products. I was doing these gift ideas videos during Christmas or whatever else. And here's the deal. I really want to make a difference in the lives of people. I want to make an impact. But I'm not trying to say like I'm just some saint here. I'm trying to make some money, man. Is that fair? Anybody else trying to make some money? Come on, you need provision for the vision. Like, you're not gonna be doing this very long if you don't got any money coming in. And so one of my reasons was like, yeah, I'm doing this, I wanna add value. Of course lead with value. Of course not be, selly or weird, but it's gotta be connected to profit, right? I think about Dr. Eye Health. Where's he at? He's here. Dr. Eye Health, right there, man. Good to have you here. This is crazy, man. Joseph, he's a doctor of optometry. And he started posting videos on his YouTube channel, and it's just been going crazy. In fact, these are his stats right here. 4,209 subscribers he's growing per month right now. Yeah. He's in Inner Circle Video Ranking Academy, and check it out. 4 videos a month. 4 videos a month. 1 a week. Some of you going to do more, but that's what we recommend. When we sum this all up, if you're like, Sean, what's my strategy? What's my game plan? If it's anything, like, it doesn't need to be that crazy. 1 thing a week, 1 video a week, 1 video podcast a week. We'll hit that more. But he's been doing some cool stuff, building his income a little bit with affiliate marketing. But I just asked him recently how some things are going. He's going to be sitting on a panel as the YouTube guy in November at a conference in San Francisco called I Innovate, Digital Marketing for Eye Doctors. Cool, right? So he's building his personal brand, right? And money's starting to come in, and he's a creator, not just a consumer. He's doing all these things. These momentum starting to happen for him. He said this, what's really crazy is the #1 blog spot for vision on the internet reached out, and they want to post some of his videos on their post, and they even want to pay him for letting them post his videos. Yeah. There is absolutely massive profit by taking massive action on this information. Reason number 9, make an impact. And when I think about doing online video, man, you can make a major difference, a major impact in the world. You can raise awareness for a cause, raise money, change lives. This is my good friend and co-author of the book YouTube Secrets, Benji Travis. And over like the last 8 years or so, we've been partnering together. I mean, it's him and his wife's event. But my wife, Sonia, and I have just participated every year and tried to contribute whatever influence and energy and money that we could. And just this last December that they did, they raised $325,000 for charity. And I think over the last 8 years, over $2 million raised. Because they built influence, and so they can make a greater impact. One of the companies we partner with, or nonprofits we partner with at Think Media, is Compassion International. And so as a team, we sponsor 20 kids. Come on, just helping them get educated, helping them get out of poverty. And so this absolutely needs to be connected to purpose, in our opinion. That's why we say we want to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs. And if you still got maybe a few reasons, what is one of your reasons? What impact would you want to make in the world? I've learned this, that eventually, and you might eventually meet your own needs. You're like, man, I hit a financial level where like we're somewhat comfortable, we're somewhat settled. I've even heard people say this, like, yeah, we're making enough money for me and my family, we're good here. And to be honest, friends, some people, they actually think that people trying to build wealth are selfish. I actually think that if you settle, it's selfish. Because there's so much need in the world that it's like, if you say, well, I don't need more money, great, why don't you make more and then give the rest away? Because if you are able-bodied, if you've got the power to create wealth, if you've got the power to take action and do these things, you can make a massive difference and impact on people. The final reason number 10, as we close this session, reason number 10 is history and legacy. History and legacy. Let's think for a second about the legacy you want to build. Like the next generation after that. For me, these are some videos on my personal channel. And at the time, I was just hustling, trying to figure out YouTube. We were all over the place, man. We had no idea what we were doing. We were like talking about the Amazing Spider-Man one day, doing green bean recipes the next day, going horseback riding, kind of vlog. We had no idea what was going on. But actually now when I look back, I'm so grateful that I uploaded all these videos. Because someday our future children, they're going to be able to see this. They're going to be able to see their father young and weird, And I just think of it as history. I think of it as, legacy. You're going to be hearing from Heather in just a moment. And, when we met just a few short years ago, she had not posted any videos at all. She didn't have confidence to get on video. In fact, the reason that we kind of met on Twitter, she wanted to learn video. But she punched fear in the face, super uncomfortable. And she just started posting videos. And now she looks back in just a few short years at her channel, the Homeschool House. Now it's at 13,000 subscribers, almost 14,000. She's had over 500,000 people view her videos. But I think one of the most powerful things is history and legacy. That's her first video ever, and there's young Kaylee, her daughter, in the video, scared that she just got filmed, right? Heather, and this isn't just 3 years from now, this is 10 years from now, 20 years from now, looking back at the journey, looking back at your journey. This is why I want you posting bad videos, right? No, because one day you're going to be on this stage, or you're going to be on your stage, or you're going to be on whatever stage that you want to impact, and then you're going to want to be able to play your first video and be like, oh man, that was weird. But a lot of us hide in fear, don't we? Because we're like, oh, my videos aren't that good yet. Hey, you want some bad videos so you can have a powerful illustration someday in the future. And if anything, just to, remember and be able to kind of laugh about it with your family. And as I close with history and legacy, it actually really reminds me of my cousin Stephen. And my cousin Stephen passed away a couple years ago. In fact, the anniversary of his death is in just 2 days. And he passed away at 30 years old. And man, I loved him so much. In fact, he's one of the greatest inspirations in my life personally. Entrepreneur, just a guy that loved people, loved God. In fact, one thing people would say about him is every room he went in, he left people better. His mission was to leave people better than when they first met him. That no matter what encounter, he just wanted you to leave the encounter better than when you first met. And man, like Stephen is actually one of my reasons. Like when he was living, I felt like we were always running together, fighting together, entrepreneurs together. And now that he's passed on, I even think about him and I imagine him from heaven looking down and cheering me on, and being someone that is just so meaningful and such a motivating reason in my life. And I think about this. Years ago, he started a channel called Remember When God. And he shared a few videos on there. I was just watching these over the last couple of weeks, just moved and also thinking, man, I'm so grateful though that he has shared, this is some stuff, this video right here is about our family, about the Reeds. And that's my mom's maiden name. And one of the things about the Reeds was that we love to eat, we love food. And she talks about that and he's going through that. So I get to remember Stephen. I'm so thankful he posted these videos. On this channel, just a few videos he posted, he interviewed his grandpa Jesperson, an interview with him. This is the kind of thing that I think, man, when it comes to video, we have the power to document moments, don't we? We have the power to capture moments with our family, with our friends, with the people that matter most to us in our life. And so, friends, I'm talking about powerful reasons that are going to motivate you when times get tough. I hope you've been writing down some reasons, but I think that ultimately the greatest reason is connecting to the legacy and the vision that you have for your life and your family. Maya Angelou said it this way: if you're going to live, leave a legacy. Make a mark on the world that can't be erased. So friends, now's the time to go all in with online video. Now's the time to punch fear in the face. The stats are in, the facts are in, and now's the time to get strong enough reasons that get you out of bed in the morning. To say, shoot, it's not going how I thought it was. I'm not getting the views that I thought I'd be getting, but I'm going to get up another day. I'm going to fight another day. I'm going to punch fear in the face again. I'm going to rise and grind again. And I'm going to keep fighting for my family, my future, history, and legacy. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out this episode. We hope you got a ton of value. And if you haven't already, subscribe here to the Think Marketing Show wherever you're watching or listening.
And hey, it would mean the world to us if you would rate and review this show on Apple Podcast.
As we grow this movement of purpose-driven content creators, we encourage you to share it with a friend. And we'll see you in the next episode.